Okay, here's a little soprano ukulele that you can check out of the library, and we're going to show you how to tune it and how to play a couple of chords. So, first thing you need to know is that the 4 strings from the bottom to the top are 1, 2, 3, 4. So the top string is the 4th string, the bottom string is the 1st string. And so we're going to put our tuner, we're going to clip it on to the head of the uke, and it turns on automatically. And we're going to pluck the 4th string, and it should be a G. Yep, and it's green, and it says G when you pluck it. If the string were loose, this light's going to turn amber. It might still say G, but it's going to be amber, and so you tighten it up while you're pushing it, and there you go. It's always best to come from a looser string and tighten it up. That it's easier to tune it that way for some reason. So the next string is the 3rd string, and that is a C. Yeah, that one's already good. Pretty good. It's a little bit sharp, but I'm not looking for perfection right here. Okay. So then the next string is E. Oh, and that looks pretty good too. Then the last string, which is the 1st string, is A. Yeah, there we go. There's an A. Okay, so we're in tune. Now that's an A minor 7 chord without doing anything but tuning it. You have an A minor 7 chord, which is kind of neat. But we're going to teach you a C chord, because I'm going to teach you C and G7, and with those chords you can play quite a few songs. So to make the C chord, you got to know what fingers are what. So this is finger number 1, this is finger 2, this is finger 3, and this is finger 4. You also have to know what the frets are. This is fret 1, fret 2, 3, 4, 5, goes all the way up. So you want to put finger 3 on the 1st string and on fret 3, and you have a C chord. C major is what it is actually. So you just strum down, you got a C chord. A minor with nothing, but C when you've got the 1st string, 3rd fret. Okay, so then with this chord and this chord only, you can play a song called Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. And see, I'm just strumming. I'm just holding the uke against my body with my arm, and I'm just strumming down with my index finger. And that's all I'm doing. So let's try it again. I'm using my wrist. We're going to try it one more time. Strum, strum, strum your uke gently down the strings. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. I just made up some new lyrics to Row, Row, Row Your Boat. Haha. Okay, so anyway, that's your 1st chord and your 1st song. So you've already learned a lot about how to get this instrument working here. So now we're going to go with the 2nd chord. So what you do is you go back to your C position with your third finger, third fret, first string, and you slide it down to the second fret. That's all you're doing right now. And then that's C major 7. That's another neat chord. So you've really already learned 3 chords. But we're gonna learn how to use some other fingers and learn to play G7. This is the one we're gonna learn. We're really gonna learn to play. That's gonna get you going. So what you do is you already have your third finger on the second fret of the first string. Then you put your second finger on the second fret of the third string, just like that. And you're holding it with your thumb and these 2 fingers. Then you put your index finger or your first finger on the second string, first fret. And there's your G7. So it's a little bit tricky to get all these 3 fingers to where they're not interfering with each other. But what you want is to kind of put your thumb somewhere around the middle of the back of the neck here, and then you curve your fingers around to where they're coming pretty much straight down on the strings. And that way they don't touch anything but the string that you're wanting to touch. So that way all the strings can vibrate freely. See, if I had one of my fingers pressed over against another string, it would sound kind of like this. See, that second string's not vibrating freely. So I curve my fingers, and here we go. It all sounds good. So that's a G7 chord. So now that you know C major and G7, you can play a song called Deep in the Heart of Texas. Now they love this song down in Texas. I like it too because it's easy to change the chords. It's easy to know when to change the chords because whenever you say Texas, that's when you change from C to G7, and when you say Texas again, you change from G7 back to C, and you just go back and forth like that. So here we go. We're going to lift our fingers, our 2 fingers, leave our third one on, slide it back up. Now we're in the C position again. And we're going to put these other 2 fingers ready to drop them down when we need to. So we're going to all we have to do is slide the third finger down to the second fret. We don't even have to lift it up. I call it an anchor finger because it never really even has to lift up in this little progression here. So just slide it down, put the other 2 fingers down, and you've got your G7. So we're gonna try the Deep in the Heart of Texas here. The stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas. The prairie sky is wide and high, deep in the heart of Texas. Now, you probably, if you've never done this before, you're probably not going to change that quickly and that smoothly. Just take your time. If it takes a few seconds or a couple of minutes to get your fingers back and forth where they need to go, just take your time and learn how to change between those 2 chords, and then eventually you'll be able to play the song and change pretty quick, like I'm changing pretty quick, and I'm not even thinking about it much anymore because I've done it so many times. But if you just try practicing these chords, like 5 minutes a day or 5 minutes every time you get a chance or whatever, don't make your fingers hurt. Just do a little bit at a time until you get the hang of it, and everything should go well. Before you know it, you'll be able to strum it two, like you can go down, a down strum and an up strum. You can go down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, so I'm going to play it with the down and up strum. So here we go. The prairie sky is wide and high, deep in the heart of Texas. The sage in bloom is like perfume, deep in the heart of Texas. Reminds me of the one I love, deep in the heart of Texas. Okay, there you go. I hope that's been helpful.